Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. It's been 2 months since the last vlog. We had sickness, we had all sorts of things happening, Mama, but today we're working. Yes, darling. You're smashing it down. Okay, I'll come over. Today we're working on a project that we've been working on, wanting to work on for weeks. But we've had rain, sickness, all the things, but let's get smashing. Alrighty, so this is the before. So this is a funny little bit of our backyard behind our garage, and the previous peeps, or maybe the previous peeps, seem to have a chicken coop of sorts here, or a kennel or something, some sort of structure. However, a lot of these are rotted. Several of them don't connect to the ground. They're just hanging supported from the top. So we are smashing this down and we are putting in our new chicken coop here. All right, it is so bright out here. Change of plans with my little helpers. All right, so I think we're keeping the structure. However, we have a boo-boo. So Aaron, we bought a new chicken coop because we thought we were taking this rotted structure down. But the problem is Aaron has made the chicken coop inside our garage. However, it's too wide to fit through the path to the backyard. So he's currently taking it apart. Luckily, it's only a few steps to take the walls apart. So he's going to take it apart, and then we're going to bring the coop in and see if it fits next to the structure. And then we'll look at replacing some of the wooden pole things and some of the roof, and making the chickens have a bit of an extra big space. We will also let them free range too, but once they're settled in. And we do have a lot of predators around here, like a lot of stray cats, a lot of foxes. We're right near a creek, like the creek's just there right in the backyard, and so we need to be careful with free ranging, more so than we did at the old place. Also, another plan that we're going to do is this half of the backyard is going to be veggie patches, which I'm really freaking excited about. Because we've been renting, we've never been able to put stuff in the ground. And so I've bought a couple of raised beds in the Black Friday sales, and so we're going to start working on those. We did a pretty hectic trim of this tree because it was just very bulbous, and we put a lot of waste in the green bin, but we also kept a lot of the smaller sticks and things that we'll probably use for the base of the garden beds. But yeah, it's all coming together. We managed to fit it through the gap. I do not know how. Also, we need to mow. Yes, that's a garden bed type of thing, so we're figuring out what we're doing there, but we managed to make it fit with only taking the nesting boxes off. So let's see if we can set this guy up. Oh, good work. Alrighty, so we are taking apart this garden bed with our little helpers. Alright, my helpers. Whoa, yeah, that's alright. That's alright if you pull up that grass. The helpers are still going on the garden bed, and we are making a makeshift fence. So this is just in the chicken area. The kids aren't ever alone in here, so it's not a safety issue. But we have a creek that runs through our backyard. And a couple of years ago, when we had big floods, some of the land was washed away, but our other neighbour has since done some work on the thing. Yeah? Oh, okay, I'll come help. So there's a bit of a hole in the backyard. Okay, hang on. Vlogging with children around is just great, isn't it? But there's a bit of a slip, and so we don't want our chickens to go for a slippery dip into the creek. That's not preferable. So we're making this makeshift fence for now until we can afford to redo the whole back fence. So yes, that's the hole. I don't know if it's coming up on camera, but it's like that. And the little creek in our backyard, if you can see that. I can't see the screen, so I don't know if you can see that, but it's been, part of it's been concreted, so no more will wash away, but yeah, we need to fix that hole. Oh boy, we have done a lot. A lot of sweating. I can't even talk. We managed to get the chicken coop in. Now, we haven't finished the run. We've got to connect the run. I whippersnipped for the first time, which was quite an experience. I didn't do the greatest job, but it's a job that's somewhat done. I did this part very dodgily. The kids managed to get out this bit of wood, which is really good. They're still working on that, and this, we'll do that another day. But we are buggered. And so we'll connect the run another day, probably next weekend, because we don't have time during the week. And we'll see you back. We won't finish the vlog yet. We'll continue on next time. And we're back. It's been a lot of weeks. It's probably been a month. We desperately need to mow the lawn, which we might just give this bit a little bit of a whippersnipper. And then we're going to use some of the cardboard that doesn't have anything printed on it, no tape, from our IKEA deliveries. We're going to pop that down on the grass where we want the garden bed to be with some bark. Alright, after the world's dodgiest whippersnippering job, weed whacker to those in other countries, we call it a whippersnipper, which is just a really fun word to say. We have figured out, so we've got 2 of these garden beds and we want them to be parallel to each other. So we're going to start putting the cardboard down here for this one to go on. And we've got some bark that I got for free from the kids' school. They chopped down some trees that were like a safety risk where they were in pathways in the car park and stuff. So we can get started because I'm desperate to get the garden bed going. Alrighty, she's on. It's Easter weekend, by the way. Some of these vlogs, like the next vlog you're going to see, is actually filmed before this part of this vlog, but it went with the previous one, so we're a bit all over the place at the moment. But we've got a cardboard down. We're going to wet it and then put the bark over the top as just like a really little base layer, not level. And then we're also going to use bark around the outsides of the garden bed, just to try and prevent that grass from coming up and giving us a bit of a walkway. It is like we're filling up a bath. Yep, you do the outside side too. Yep, all the way along. Okay, so we are done for tonight. We are catching up with people for dinner tonight, so we're going to go do that, and then I think we'll come back to the bed tomorrow, which is Easter Sunday. But we've just got a brunch, and then I think we're free for the rest of the day. I don't know for sure. We might end up doing something in the arvo as well, but I'll see you in the next part of this. Oh, before I go, I'll quickly show you my seedlings. So I've got broccoli coming up. They're getting quite leggy, and so I need to thin them out because these were older seeds, and so I wasn't sure if they were going to sprout, and so I did a couple in each hole, and a lot of them have sprouted. This variety did not. Oh, hang on, we have a little late start. It's not broccoli, it's something else though. I've got it all written in my thingy. These little ones have sprouted. What are they? My piece of paper knows, but I do not. But time will tell. Hello. Alright, so I am coming out to you a little bit after the last clip that you've seen. I did work in the garden the other day, but it was drizzly. It was quite drizzly, and I didn't want to put my camera out there because of the rain situation, so I'll show you what the garden bed's looking like at the moment after this. But I thought I'd show you a little haul that I got. I feel like I got a bargain. I got by an Instagram ad. Have you ever been got by Instagram ad? Got by an Instagram ad. This one was actually good though. So I found this website called Garden Express, Australia's largest online nursery. So it's gardenexpress.com.au. Not sponsored. Bought this all with my own money. And I bought some bulbs. Now they have, I feel like they have this every year. It's their spring bulb mix. And it's only $29 and it comes with 155 bulbs, including daffodils, Dutch irises, freesias. Someone has very squeaky brakes out the front. Sparaxis. That's the postie. Oh, postie, you need to oil your brakes. That is so loud. It's got anemones, it's got Spanish bells, all sorts of stuff, and it was only $29 for all of those bulbs. Now in Australia, I was having a look and the daffodil bulbs are going at about $1 a piece. So to get 155 a range of bulbs for that price was good. And then I found out if you bought more than one, they went down to $25. So I got two. Now my plan for these is out the back. I'll show you where I want to put them. We want to kind of change where our outdoor table is and make like a little seating nook on the flat part near the garage. And so that we've got the deck so that the kids can have a bit more run around space, because Archie really likes to kick balls but often doesn't like to go on the grass when it's wet, and so it'll give him a bit of space to run around outside. And I also want to put them out the front. We have a hedge and I'd love to line the bottom of it with spring, beautiful spring flowers. And so that's my plan for those. So I've got them. I also previously bought this from Bunnings. So this was 100 bulbs and it is freesias, ranunculus, anemone and jonquils. And this was 100 bulbs. I think it was either 35 or 40. 35 or 39, one or the other. So I have those as well. So I am swimming in bulbs. But now that we have an actual house that we can plant stuff in the ground, I'm really excited. I also got a few other things. I bought some more blueberries. So these are blueberry sunshine blue. And I'm going to admit one of them doesn't look too well, but I think it just needs a water and it will bounce back. And I bought these because we had 4 blueberries. 2 of them didn't make the move. So we have 2 left. One of them is thriving. It's big, it's bulbous, but the other one is quite small. And my children, oh here we go, the cats have started to find me. My children go through their blueberries. And at the moment, hello, this is, midnight is here. My children go through their blueberries and at the moment they are $9 to $10 a punnet. And these were $7.99 I want to say, or $6.99 each. So I thought, hey, for 20, 25 bucks at most, we'll give them a whirl, see how we go. And I think I'm going to try and plant them in ground this time because our other 2 are in pots. So when I do that, I'll show you, because blueberries like a bit of a different soil. So we'll play around with that. I also picked up this little pack of freesias for $20. Violet really wants to make a fairy garden, and so I thought these would be cute for her fairy garden. It was $5. And the other one that I got were these. So these are Dutch iris and it's a 10 pack, and I feel like this was also down to $5. It was a big sale. These Dutch irises are stunning. So a normal iris is like purple and these ones have like a bluish, and I just thought they were too beautiful. So I grabbed those, and then the last thing I got was unnecessary, but I thought it might help the kids, and it's a bulb planter. So you put it in the ground and it grabs the dirt and pulls it out, and so you can just drop your bulb in. And I thought with as many bulbs as we have, I'm going to need all hands on deck to plant them. The kids love to get out in the garden. One of them does not like their hands to be dirty, and so I thought this was a great tool to help them be involved in the gardening without having to worry about their hands being dirty. They also don't like gloves. So I thought this was for 10 bucks, it was a great idea. And that's what I got in my little box of good. Oh no, there's one more thing. What's this? Orange ranunculus. I got 20 for $5, which is a bargain. So I'm hoping to scatter these throughout the garden beds as I finish the garden bed, because it's still not finished. Do not bite my box, midnight. But I am going to do some cleaning up now before I can get outside, because the dining table is covered with all sorts of things. Just scattered moments of my children's morning. So colour-coded blocks in a lunchbox, of course. Violet likes to get people to write out recipes for us. So here is a recipe for, looks like my dad has written out some sort of chicken soup recipe for her. So I'm going to corral these things. Oh, and there's also a sawn down walking stick for Violet's 100 days of kindergarten, which is coming up soon too. So I'm going to get to this and clean this up a bit, and then reward myself with going out in the garden a little bit later. So it is a couple of days after that last bit. And it is a very, very cloudy day today. I wanted to get out here and possibly finish off some of this today, but the weather did just not allow. But here's where we stand. So I would say it's probably a third of the way filled with twigs, some larger branches, a little bit of grass clippings, some leaves, a bit of bark. Next up, I would like to put some more leaves in there just to raise that level up a bit more. But we have a lot of potting mix from our potted vegetable garden that we'll be able to add in. But we do have 2 of these to put together. So yeah, it's going to be a lot to fill. So I'm not quite sure how we're going to do it. And you can see here the cardboard broke and the grass has come through already. So I'm going to have to put some more cardboard under that and hopefully get some more bark from the kids' school very soon. But this is where we're at so far, and I'll show you some of the plants that I'm hopefully going to transfer into here. So like I mentioned, at the old house and previous houses, we've always had potted vegetable gardens because the last house didn't have a lot of sun and we didn't dig into the ground. And so we've got some sporadic pots here and there. This is the backyard bits. We've got lots of strawberries, nasturtiums. They grow like there's no tomorrow. There's an interesting bug on that one. These are some hydrangeas that I took the sticks from and I propagated them, so that's really cool. I've got some lavender. I'm trying to also propagate some lavender here. That's a dead cucumber. The mint is going gorgeously. In here I have some rosemary, and this tangled mess is actually carnations, which I don't want to have a go at until we've got the garden beds ready. Our poor little meerkat has fallen over. The kids talked me into that one. But these bloom all of the time and it looks like a big mess here. So I'm hoping I can transplant them and kind of straighten them out a little bit. We also have a couple of, this is a pot of grass. That's all weeds. This is a tomato that's self-seeded. So we've got 2, maybe 3 tomatoes there. We also have this glorious eggplant, which I grew from a seed. Quite proud of that one. I have another eggplant out the front too, so I love eggplant, but I'm not supposed to eat it on this new food restriction FODMAP diet that I'm going on, but I'm not on it yet, so that's okay. And then this is the weedy patch, right? So we have this is one pot. In it has these, oh my god, there's a tomato. Peeps, we are in autumn. What are you doing, you crazy tomato? There is actually a tomato on that. And flowers. Wow. So I'm not doing anything to these. They're on the floor. They've got diseasey leaves. I'm just letting them go and seeing what happens. They're quite big. Like, when you think about it, that's quite a big plant. So that's self-seeded and just is raising itself apparently. I also have some holy basil, We say basil, not basil, which is tulsi, and that's just going nuts in the background too. We've got another tomato down there, and then I think this is some sort of flower, and then I've also got marigold, and this is a giant weed that I do need to pull out, and grasses. And then over here in our little corner of shame, these are a lot of the grow bags that when I knew we were moving, I didn't bother planting anything new in them. A lot of them had tomatoes, and look, there's a self-seeded tomato there, and this one is a self-seeded potato. So that's obviously a potato that I forgot to harvest and left behind. And you know what? There's another one up there too. So this is some of the soil that I'll be using in the garden bed. It's really good. It's got compost in it. It has got weeds in it, so I'll have to weed it a bit first, but we've got quite a few bags of that. This has turned into a miniature garden tour. So we have this blackberry who is not looking too well in some spots, but in other spots she's vibrant and she's coming back. But I feel like I can't cut it back because the good stuff is on the end. I don't know, so I'm hoping to put that in ground. We have some more self-seeded tomatoes. We have so many. Look at this. Oh my gosh, that's huge. So many self-seeded tomatoes in here, as well as some weeds and a nice little begonia down there. Then I really want to use this more. So this is, it's like a knockoff of the green stalk from the US. It's an Australian brand. I forget what it is. But I have this kale that is never ending. Nothing can destroy this kale. I've harvested it off it, I've made kale chips, and it's surprisingly going well. Now I do think that the snails have just found it recently, because it is getting a bit of more, sorry, I'm not showing it there. It is getting a bit more snail damage than it used to. We also have some chives here, which are going beautifully. And then, welcome to the forest. So this is our passion fruit vine, which, look, she's not going well down there, but hey, we have one good bit. So what do? Gardeners, what do you think? Should I trim it all the way back? But I will lose this, it's not going to focus on it, but I will lose that one good bit. What should I do? I have a gazillion strawberries, which desperately need to be gone through and the runners split up. More strawberries over here. And then I have a capsicum, which also is, I'm hoping, just going to overwinter. There is one capsicum on it, but unfortunately the bugs did get to it before I did. So I could harvest that actually for seeds. I might do that. There we go. But this is another capsicum here. It's got a lot of leaf damage, but it still produces more lavender and weeds. And then this vine was here when we got here, and I desperately want to pull it out before it starts snaking its way onto the house. And then behind us we have the forest. Now ideally there's this tiny strip of grass here, and it's a pain to mow. I really don't want to mow it, and so I'm happy to pull it all out, so's Aaron, and make it a bit of a food forest in here. It doesn't get as much rain as, sorry, not rain, as much sun as I would like. We have a monster rosemary, which is awesome. This I think is milkweed, and it's supposedly really good for the chicken coop for keeping mites out. We have a little parsley that's self-seeded, and some more straws, which I've just noticed have produced a bunch of runners which have rooted into the ground. There's nasturtiums, we have some fruit trees. This is, I think, a mandarin tree. We've got a lemon tree. We've got a blueberry bush back there. This is a weed. I hate when that happens. I'm doing this one-handed with a capsicum, so that's not going to work very well. In here there's another blueberry back there. This is a nasturtium, and then these are some edamame beans, which I absolutely love. I had some old seed, planted a few of them, and 2 came up, so you know, we might get 1 serve of edamame from them. We've got some more fruit trees which are not looking too crash hot. This is a raspberry, and I've never grown a raspberry before, but It's grown a whole metre since we bought it. We just need to put it in ground. So if you've got any tips for where to grow raspberries, where the best place is, let me know. And if you need more than one bush for a substantial haul. This is our good old lemon tree, which is hanging on by the skin of its absolute teeth, but it has all of this new, oh, it's not going to focus on it, but it has all of this new little growth. So it's still, this is the lemon tree that we just cannot kill. It just keeps going. I would love to, now that we have a house, plant it in ground. Perhaps we've got some lavenders, which I propagated both of these. So they started off as just a twig, and they are gorgeous. Another milkweed, my eggplant, which I have forgotten about a little bit, and it dropped, sorry for the loud cars, I live in suburbia. It has dropped a lot of eggplants, but I'm going to try and just leave it. That's what I usually do with this eggplant, and it comes back the next winter, or I might cut it back slightly. Not the next winter, but it will survive over winter. This, I think, is an orange tree with some not very well looking oranges on it. And this, 'tis a mystery. It looks, it's probably a weed. I'm thinking it's probably a weed. And finally, we have some more straws. We have so many straws, and I'd like to go through because some of them don't produce well. There's a particular variety that we have. I think we have 4 different varieties, and one of them does not produce well. It produces really tiny ones, and they're a bit deformed. These chives are bumper. There's some weeds accompanying this plant in here that I got on clearance years and years ago. This is 2 houses ago, and I brought it back to life. And then some marigolds that I bought from seed. So she's chaotic jungle, but imagine some beautiful fruit tree guilds, no grass, no noisy cars in this little spot. And it'd be nice to put even like a little chair out here and make a reading nook. But thanks for watching today, peeps. I'm going to take my capsicum in and get some seeds off that. And hopefully on the weekend, well, it's not the weekend, there's several vlogs before you'll get to where I'm up to in life. I'm very future editing Adele here, filming this and adding it on. But this weekend I'm hoping to get out in the garden with the kids, and we might even get out here, who knows. Let's pray that it doesn't rain. All right, I'll see you in the next one. Bye.